Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my NHL 20 franchise mode here in Columbus, Ohio. In the previous episode, we beat the Dallas Stars in the Stanley Cup Finals to win our franchise's five-time Stanley Cup champions. We are the best in the world. We are the modern day Detroit Red Wings of the 90s. We are the Montreal Canadiens of the 80s and the 70s. We are one of the pinnacle teams in sports. And you wouldn't think Columbus would be that team. Or the city. Until GM Thumbs showed up. What was this city? Promises, trying to make it past the second round, making it to the second round. No, 5 times we've been on top of the hockey world. We could have been on that pedestal a lot more. But in what might be one of our last fantastic seasons, we go out on top. We win it all, the Stanley Cup, and I do kind of regret messing up the game winning or the Stanley Cup winning game. I didn't enter the game, but we won it nonetheless. The boys did it, and I want to see how all of them produced. Now, I'm actually not sure who won the Conn Smythe, but if we're being honest here, Savoie. 19 goals in 21 games. 3-game winners. Only 3 of them being on the power play. He was a machine. All postseason long, this guy he's always been underrated. I feel like I've underrated him. I don't think I've given him enough respect. Year in, year out, he's one of the best players on this team. Second best, at least. Woodworth is a perennial 100-point player. And Savoie, how many years in a row is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? 8 100-point seasons in a row. All here in Columbus. He's never been the same since coming over from Detroit. He's been better. Detroit 41, 60, 36. We saved him from that dumpster fire. And I'm glad it was him. He's been our franchise center for over a decade. Or close to a decade. Just about. The first line might be broken up here. Woodworth is on the on the downhill, even though he's 93 overall. It's almost time for him to put up those skates, and that'll be a video. I'm not sure if he's going to retire this video. We have yet to get to that point. But that'll be an emotional episode. I think Wah is the guy we are going to lose first. His potential's down. He's still a 90 overall somehow. This guy is still a machine. That first line, they've been so good. I've given them so much credit, but they are so much better than what you realize. Every year they put up 300 points. They are guaranteed for 300 points. 300 plus points, sorry. Even Wah, when he got hurt, he was at a 100-point pace every single year. Every single year. Like, oh my god. 1,628 points. How many does Woodworth have? Woodworth has 1,829 and 1,468. He's going to hit the 1,500 game milestone. 11 straight 100-point seasons. I don't give him enough credit. I really don't. He's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there... you can't. It's hard to beat Wayne Gretzky, but in the modern era, you don't see those kind of numbers. Ever. The first line is amongst the best. All time, easy peasy. But an up-and-comer, Maxime Prohorkin, 23 years of age. This is the guy that is going to be leading us into the future. And I have to seriously consider splitting up that first line while dropping down and Pro Horkin going up to that first line. Because he needs to take that step. He's been doing it every year. That second line was dynamite all season long. I don't know how much more I could ask for, but I should give him the time to produce. We have him locked up for 7 more years at 5.5. Until he's 30, when he'll ask for lots of money and will have lots of money to spend because guys like Woodworth, Savoie, aren't going to be around. Fallon had a great postseason. This is exactly what I needed to see from him. He'll be the first line center, year or two. I'm not sure when it will be, but he'll have to take up that mantle. Jacques Giroux, 22 points after a really bad previous season, 64 points. Isn't his norm, but 32 goals is definitely up there for him. That's what you need to see. He's on, I don't know how many more years on that contract. 4 more years at 7.2. That's a great contract. 30 years of age, 87 overall. Beautiful. Ole Jorgensen, who we acquired the last draft, probably won't be coming back. I feel he was a legitimate part of this team. 18 points in 21 games. You don't see that a lot from your depth. 1 game winner. We had game winners all throughout the depth. Almost everybody on the forward core had a game winner. But Ole Jorgensen is asking for 6+, and I would love to dish out that kind of money for him. He's so young. He can fit that third line role, and we were just rocking all season long. Everything worked. But we're going to have to go into the draft. We're going to have to be smart, spend our money wisely, because if you don't recall, a few episodes ago, I believe it was in the regular season, we offered a contract to Jeffrey Woodworth. We did the .85 trick, which doesn't always work. He got really mad at the contract offer, and now he doesn't want to re-sign. But obviously, we're going to do everything in our power to get him back. Obviously, like, why wouldn't we? It's Jeffrey freaking Woodworth. He'll retire here. Every one of my All-Stars will retire here, I swear to God. Bobby Friesen. Rookie, wins a Stanley Cup. Was he the piece that has been missing for so long? Is he the prince who was promised? Mr. Freeze, 18 years of age. He'll be 19 soon, and he's going to get a whole lot more time. Once Savoie is out of the picture, he's the second-line center, and then years to come, he'll be the first-line center. He's going to drag us into the future. Drag us, probably carry us. He's so good. 45 points, I'm expecting bigger things. 18 points, 21 games. You don't see that from your depth very often. What, I don't know how. It's like, it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm recording, and this is supposed to go up tomorrow or the day that you're watching it. I'm sorry. I got to be more consistent, but I don't know how much more consistent I can get than posting every single day. Yes, this is day what? 109, because episode 1 was actually episode 0, so I've been posting for 109 days in a row. Congrats, guys. Look at us go. And I couldn't do it without your support. Carol Hansel with 10. You know what? That third line was big. He was probably the weakest part of that third line. +7, though. So he wasn't a defensive liability. I don't know how much longer Friesen will be passing to Hansel. Friesen will be passing to Pro Horkin soon. It's going to be awesome. Makinen definitely turned it around there, +4. He wasn't a minus. He wasn't a liability. Zach Baton with 9. He scored in key situations as well. Of all the players I thought would not score, he was at the top of that list. I know he's mad about his ice time, but he's the perfect fourth liner for this team. We have him locked up for I don't know how many more years. 3 more years at 1.7. Jeez Louise. And a guy who we just threw a Hail Mary at last free agency, signed him to a really decent contract, 2 years at $1 million, or just over that. And he's grown to an 83 overall. He will be a great replacement for Ole Jorgensen if we can't get him back. And if we don't get him back, Swanson, I'm confident with that. 8 points in 10 games as a throw-in. He was huge. He was instrumental in the Stanley Cup win. Huge. Huge for us. Comrie can go die in a closet or something. Sorry. Donald Comrie, why did I waste a top 9 prospect on you? Top 9 medium forward or something like that. You're garbage. Got to trade that contract away so we can get some cap space. Defense. Abel Carlos taking the steps. That's what you want to see from this guy. Abel Carlos, 88 overall. How many more years? 5 more years. He'll bring him up till he's at least 30. This is the best season he's ever had. 54 points. I don't know what changed this year. He didn't have a different he didn't have a different defensive partner. I don't think he was getting any more special teams units. I think the team just clicked that much better. He was a potential Conn Smythe winner too. He was really good. I don't give him enough credit as he deserves. And the franchise cornerstone defenseman, 96 overall, top 2. I hope he doesn't retire. I hope he just finishes his career at a ripe old age of 48 years old, because he's so good. So good. I don't see it. He shouldn't dip off, considering his production. Probably another Norris this year, and we'll get to the awards. Don't worry, but I gotta recap this Stanley Cup winning season. We don't get a lot of these. I mean, 5 times is a lot, considering how often I'm terrible at offline franchise modes. We gotta reminisce, because this might be one of the last times we get to do this with all these awesome players. Mikko Jarvinen, plus 16, really turn it around there. I mean, he's never going to be a good offensive player. He's a two-way defender. His offensive stats aren't even that bad. His slap shot power is really awesome. He's a nice little passing defenseman, but he's a good defensive defenseman. And that's exactly what we need him for. That's a really awesome pairing. And going in the future with Jarvinen and Carlos, that's pretty good. Now I'm thinking maybe we go after a prospect defenseman in the draft. Because who takes over for Stu Kim? I mean, you gain $10 million. But who do you acquire to replace that? Alfredson, who was terrible for the first few rounds. I'm considering trading him. That $4 million cap hit is kind of crushing me. And we do have a lot of defensemen in the system that we can bring up. There's a few guys that I'm looking at. And if we save $4 million, that definitely helps us get Ola Jorgensen back. Just putting that out there. And Felipe Otireyes, 3 points, +1. Not bad. There's a guy that isn't here. Pierre Jakobsen, for some reason, didn't show up on this list. Wasn't bad in the postseason. He was actually pretty good. One of the better plus-minuses. He always seems to be pretty good defensively. Isn't growing at all, though. We're giving him plenty of time. He's producing pretty well, considering he's like a two-way. I think he might be a defensive defenseman. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how this game works. Goaltending, Vyacheslav Kavanov. I know his numbers look bad. Save percentage under 900. Goals against almost at 3. First 3 rounds were pretty miserable for him. I'm not going to lie. But he finally shut it down for us. Gave us an opportunity to win. And for 2 straight years, 2 games 7 OT losses in a row really has to bring you down. It does. Jumps back up to a 91 overall. He's our franchise goalie. He always will be. I don't know how many Stanley Cups he has. 3 of them? 3 of them? 4 of them. I can't recall, actually. But he has a few. He has a few rings on his fingers. Not just a few rings on one finger. I'm sorry. But does Max Gerber, is he a trade chip? 2 more years at 1. That's an easy contract to move. I'm not sure what for, but Kavanov is the guy. There's a few guys edging to be the backup in the NHL, in the AHL. That is something to look at, but Kavanov finally got it done. That helps us out. That's a really big confidence boost. Now, after a 63-win season, what are the regular season awards looking like? Stanley Cup goes to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Ah, so nice. That's got a ring to it. President's Trophy winners. Hell yeah, we win it almost every year. The last 2 years were kind of iffy. We were in a bit of growing pains. Clarence S. Campbell goes to Dallas Stars. St. Louis was just a dynamite there in the finals, getting to the finals at least. And Prince of Wales, this is our 4th straight Stanley Cup Finals. So obviously we have to be doing something right. Individual awards. Art Ross goes to Shane Wright, 140 plus points. He was a machine. He might even win the MVP. MVP? Yeah, Woodworth had the opportunity to win it. We won 63 games, but the Edmonton Oilers without Shane Wright, who are they? They got a few other really awesome players on that team, but without Shane Wright, you're not as good as you are. You wouldn't have beaten us without Shane Wright. Just putting that out there. James Norris goes to Stu Cam. He won it, let's see, five seasons ago. He's third or fourth time in his career. So what a beauty. Lady Bing goes to Edo Iguchi. Good for you. Calder goes to Forrest from the Winnipeg Jets. Conn Smythe goes to Matthew Savoie. What a beauty. I mean, obviously, there was a few guys on that team you could have picked, but 19 goals in 21 games in the postseason is just crazy. Vezina goes to Vyacheslav Kavanov. It's been a few shaky seasons for him. Postseason was iffy, but he won it. He was the goalie of the year, and he takes home the William M. Jennings. He is one of the best goalies of all time. That's 6 Vezinas in his career. And that's 7 William M. Jennings or something like that. He's crazy good. Bill Masterton goes to Manning from Chicago. Ben wins the Jack Adams. Okay. Frank J. Selke goes to Calgary Flame. Harold. Ted Lindsay goes to Shane Wright. He's sweeping up the awards, but he didn't win the biggest award of all. Maurice Richard goes to Shane Wright. Great season for him, but an even better season for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, it is go time. It is the draft. There are a few things that we need to look at. We need to draft strong. It is looking it's looking like a nice draft class. I mean, that Howard, I can't say that. He looks pretty good. The best defensive prospect right here, left winger, or left-handed, Jani Juninla. Juninla. I can't say that right. Victor Hedman, NHL ready. If a team wants to, gamble and trade away that pick, I'm all for it. But we have to get there first. Or maybe another center prospect or a winger I'm always for it. Another right wing prospect. We definitely do have to look at that if Woodworth is getting older. Definitely something to look at there. I'm always willing to trade up in the draft. If a team is willing to and there's a prospect I'm just dying to get. Obviously. Now, I do have my roster sheet. Just blop right there. And I'm excited. There are a few changes that have to be made, obviously. And if things go our way, it'll be easier. And if they don't, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a difficult offseason. There are a bit of growing pains. I will offer another contract to ya boy, Jeffrey frickin' Woodworth, because he's coming back. Don't even worry about it. He is the best Columbus Blue Jacket of all time. 5 Stanley Cups. I mean, Wah has 5 Stanley Cups too. But it's Jeffrey frickin' Woodworth. Do we have any? Oh, Quinn. Oh my God, he smashed his face off a keyboard and that was his name. Oh my, holy Jesus. Oh my God. Desmond Byers, 83rd overall, high elite goalie. 18 years of age out of the DEL. Holy crap, guys. He's a gem. Oh my God, there's 2 goalies here. Obviously, Byers is the first guy I want to acquire. But the scouts just always pick out the goalies. This is the guy. This is the guy. 5-year ETA, but with that high elite, that's quicker than... He could be 50 overall, but that high elite saves him. And this, you rarely see somebody with the franchise tag. He might not even be that good. But if that's a medium elite or a high starter, that's huge for us. I would be willing to take a chance at both, or obviously buyers. Goalie of the future. Right there. We have a lot of goalies of the future, but he will be the cream of the crop, as the Macho Man Randy Savage would say. Oh, now I'm pumped. Now I'm pumped, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know what picks we have this year, but I just want to sim up to the... This is important. Retirees. The Carolina Hurricanes, a pick from the Nashville Predators, moves up to the first spot from number 2. So Anaheim, too bad, so sad. Detroit moves into the top 3. Good for them, getting another big prospect. Okay, hey, it's draft season. I will continue to look. But there are a few guys I have my eyes on. There are a few trades that I'm willing to see. So Vorbiev, that might be Backstrom, Booma, Jeff Carter, power forward. Okay, we do have a lot of left wingers. Right winger, power forward. If the first overall pick wants to get traded, Gurin, right hand. Howard Gurin. Gurin? He's dropped to the second overall pick. He might be damn good. Oh, he might be good. Oh, I want to take a chance on one of those guys. Just rebuild our prospect system and get younger. Because the majority of the time that we've been good is with our young guys like Woodworth, Savoie, and Waugh. Remember their 20s? Time flies by. A few retired players. Who is gone? Okay, I don't see any of our guys, which is huge. Austin Matthews finishes his career on the Colorado Avalanche. Good for him. 1,930 points, 976 career goals. What a career for Austin Matthews. My God. He was a really good player for us. For the season that we had him, he was a good postseason player as well, and maybe he would have been the difference maker if we had him in the finals, but he finishes his career with no Stanley Cups, I believe. Too bad. Maybe you didn't have to go and break your freaking leg. Another former Toronto Maple Leaf, William Nylander, finishes his career on the Wild, the Iowa Wild. That is a tongue twister. Say that 10 times fast. Iowa Wild. Oh my God. 1,500 career points. What a career for him. Jesperi Kotkaniemi, my boy. So old, 37 years of age. He was always a thorn in our side when it came to the playoffs with the Montreal Canadiens. He had a damn good career. No Stanley Cups, though, I believe. Andrei Svechnikov, 1,400. Turcotte, 13. Sam Steele, who we always met this guy in the finals. Whatever team it was, he was the guy that we met in the finals, and a few Stanley Cups to his name. Pretty good career. Dylan Cousins is gone. Jack Hughes. Christian Vesalainen. Kratsov. Quinn Hughes. 2 Hughes retire. Rudy Shanahan. What a beauty. What a name. Wow. So a lot of 1,000 point players are just dropping off. Christian Samuelsson, 8th overall pick in 2020. Guys are dropping off. So 36 might be the cap for a few of our guys, as it looks right now. Nolan Patrick, he's gone. Bowman Byram. Yeah, a lot of guys here that just decided to just drop off. Atu Ratty, which I'm so sorry for the disrespect, man. Next franchise mode, I've already given him a boost. I didn't really know about him. He's projected to be the first overall pick in the 2021 NHL draft. Lafreniere this year, Atu Ratty next year. He's a beauty. And you'll see more of him in the next franchise mode. I'm sorry. Eno Martins, former Columbus Blue Jacket, retires. What a beaut. What? That was a saga. 18th overall. Smirnov, what a name. Jean-Luc Foudy. There's a few guys. I thought that was Dustin Bufoglin. That would be hilarious. Oh my lord. Okay, so it drops off there, but any goalies call it quits. Jake Ottinger, 493 career wins. I'm assuming a lot of them with the Dallas Stars. You know what? He wasn't with Dallas all that long. I mean, No, he was only with Dallas for 6-7 years. Spent most of his career with Chicago. Finished his career out in Ottawa. Pretty good career for him. I'm thinking one Stanley Cup, maybe? I'm not sure. Michael DiPietro, who did help us win our franchise's first ever Stanley Cup. All the way back to about, I believe, what year was it? Columbus. I want to say it was right. I'm not sure where it was, but he helped us out big time. He was huge. And Jean Bednar, former Columbus Blue Jacket draft pick. He could have been a lot better, but I guess we never had enough faith in him. I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry. Did we actually lose anybody? I'm okay if we don't actually lose anybody. And we don't. Next year is going to be a sad. This might be the last year, everybody. And we lose one AHL coach, but that'll be easy to replace. Following scouts have retired. Okay, any players turn into coaches? Does not look like. Go to view draft class. I'm excited. I'm so excited for this draft. It's going to be an interesting one, ladies and gents. Jani Juninla looks really good. Left-handed who could, in the future, take over for Stu Cam. Two-way defenseman. A-plus competition. You know he's a damn good defenseman. Putting up 17 points, 59 games in a men's league at 17 years of age. This guy could be really good. And if there is a team out there willing to move around, I am willing to listen. Now, was that the pre-draft? That was the draft interviews, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Well, the draft interviews don't do anything really. And we're almost 30 minutes into this episode. I want to jump right in. Is there a team willing to move around? And it does not look like it. But it wasn't the end-all be-all for this team. I'm okay with. I will live with that. Now, there's a few goalies that I was looking at. Obviously, Byers and Strombolopoulos, or whatever his last name was. MP3, actually the most trade value on this team right now. That's kind of cool. All right, because, what's his, Woodworth, right? We wouldn't be able to. He better come back. I swear to God, if he just. I mean, he wants to retire with a bit of a pay. I don't blame him at all. Do you blame him? I don't blame him at all. So we have our first round draft pick. I do want to look at something real quick. Carolina, you can do whatever you want. You're going to get a great player. Top 5 is looking really good this draft. But I'm looking at something. Now, I want to talk about the goalies here real quick. If we're acquiring a few guys this draft, I want to put maybe a few of them in the AHL. Kalvanov is safe, obviously. 2 more years. 2 years from now is going to be a really rough offseason. Just putting that out there. We've got Barch coming up. Gerber is kind of the odd man out. Then you got Mester. Then you got, Muller is going to be pretty good. So I want to try Max Gerber. Is there anybody? No trades found. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. But I'm going to go to find... why would I go to find trade? Let's just see if there's anything out there in the NHL willing to bite on, you know? If there's something delicious. If there's something snack-sized. Or maybe meal-sized, because I'm always looking for a hefty meal. So many people making so much money. It's going to be nice starting a new, fresh franchise mode where people aren't asking for millions of dollars. It's gonna be great. It's weird being here in 2038. It's definitely odd seeing defensemen at 82 overall asking for 7+. And we've been so lucky to have so many awesome guys. And ooh, Clark is actually $14 million. No, thank you. We've been really lucky. We've been very, very blessed to have a really strong defensive core for the majority of this franchise mode. First few years. Oh, right winger. Hello. $4 million. That's a guy that we could totally come back to in a bit. Right, like just in a moment. Because that's an easy cap to acquire. If we trade around a few guys, that's an easy guy to get back. And Carolina drafts Stanton, first overall, right winger, power forward, 82 overall, medium elite. He's going to help them out a bit. Now, are there any guys here in the first round that are looking decent? I don't want to move up. Well, maybe. Ooh, wait. Was there a medium elite there that I missed? No, I thought there was. I thought my eyes deceived me. They did. So around our pick, they're not looking any good. Not looking any good. Now, I'm gonna go to find trade. If there's no prospects I'm willing to like look at right this moment, I'd rather just see what they'd be willing to offer. Anaheim, Buffalo. I'm trying to think here. I'd rather just take the Anaheim trade because they're probably going to be pretty bad. Acquire another second. I'll do that trade first for a second and a fourth. Our first isn't going to be much, and you know how iffy I am about trading my first overall picks or my first round picks. I'm not about that life. 48, we're up to 48th. Let's see. So, Gurin, ooh, he's a beauty. He's going to be really good. He was projected to be the first overall pick most of the year, but Stanton probably had a pretty good World Junior appearance. I wish they would add that feature. I remember in NHL 14 on the old gen, they would have like Bobby Orr versus Wayne, like I don't know what it was, CHL versus WHL, like Coach Don Cherry versus, I don't know what it was called, but if you recall, it was an off-season thing where it'd like match up different teams of prospects and face them against each other. I think it'd be really nice to just make it, or just add it, because I don't think they would have the rights to the World Juniors because it's IIHF. So they could do something not related to that, but very similar, and that wouldn't be breaking anything, right? I think that's how that works. Just think about it. I think it would be pretty dope, EA. Just putting that out there. John Inla looking really good. I would go to say he's the second best player there because defensemen are very valuable. Fuller, not a great pick for Buffalo. Vorbiev would have been the better pick to go with. 79 overall playmaker. You wanted the sniper, you wanted the right winger. Yeah, I get that, but medium elite. You can easily just change him over to a winger if you feel like it. Okay. Trojanovic, pretty good pick there. Anybody? It's looking like a solid first round. A lot of really decent prospects here and there. Anybody? We traded our first, and it turns into the medium top 9. Looking like an iffy draft so far. A few really awesome players. But, ooh, hold on. Defenseman, Swanson. That's a good pick. That's how you do it, computers, now. Anything piquing my interest here? Not really. Not necessarily. Top 4, which I'd be willing to... he's 20, though. So the goalie at 83rd, who we'll draft with our next pick. And Quinn... Oh, I can't say that. Apostolopoulos. Apocalypse. That's his last name. Buyers. These two goalies. If we can land on both these goalies, obviously we land on him. We already got that settled. We already got that settled. Oh, I gotta call a timeout just in case. I don't want to just go forego this pick. Anybody like? Do we just like throw a Hail Mary, A+ competition for Reasoner? Oh, that's his name? Oh, that's such a good name. Uriel Reasoner. I just want to draft him for that. You know what? Who the hell cares? 18 years of age, right-handed. Well, he's playing an A+ competition. Not the best pick. I'm not going to lie. Not the best pick, but you know what? is whatever. I'm chill. I'm chill. We're already acquiring our awesome goalies. Trudeau would have been a dope. Yeah, there are a few guys I could have gone with. I wasn't sure because of how iffy this round has been so far. But I'm going to go ahead and draft Byers now. Just get it out of the way. Because they're at, I might as well acquire another. Yeah, I'm going to acquire Magnus Lundstrom, okay? 20 years of age, though. Prospect, trading chip. He's not going to be great. I don't think he's going to be great. 66 overall at 20. That is a solid prospect. If he was a year or two younger, that'd be just, we would be golden. But I can live. I can live with that. Now, we're going to acquire the 69th overall pick. Yes, we could trade back for it, but I want to make sure I acquire that goalie. Okay, now, well, you want anybody? Mironov is, oh, just grow, man. Just keep growing, bud. Anybody here that you're looking at? Well, you want Comrie? I'll do Comrie straight up. Trade rejected. Okay, I get that. I understand why you wouldn't want to do that trade, but let's sweeten the pot. Okay, I will throw in a 4th round pick from Anaheim next year. Trade rejected. Okay, I get that. Okay, I understand that. Okay, Buffalo, you don't want this player. It's okay. We have a top 9 pristine Trudeau. Take it. Trade accepted. We dump a little bit of salary, which is dope, and we acquire the 69th overall pick. Nice. So let's sim to that pick. 69th overall. Did we miss anything in the 2nd round? Probably not. I'm assuming we... Oh, right. 3rd round. Yeah, nothing so far. So we're going to go ahead and acquire the goalie. Okay, so I'm going to go to goalie. Is there anything else here that we missed? Yes, Byers. With the 69th overall pick, I'm giving him number 69. Are you kidding me? Oh, what a beauty. With the 69th overall pick in the 2038 NHL entry draft, the Columbus Blue Jackets are proud to select Desmond Byers from the DEL. Welcome to the club. 47 overall, but he's got that high elite. He's going to grow like a weed. He's got the age on his side, and he's got the potential on his side. If he was a bit better, that'd be dope. But we have another goalie that I want to acquire. He might not even be that good, you know? He might not even be the best available. But with that chance of him being a medium elite, we gotta take that chance, right? So, 93rd overall pick. Obviously, I'm going to go with the goalie because we always draft goalies. Franchise goalie. Welcome to the Columbus Blue Jackets, Quinn Apocalypse. Welcome. Come on. If the NHL gods love us. You know what? Another 47 overall goalie, medium elite. I'll take it. I will take it. Now, I want to find a trade. I'm thinking about my defensive core, and there's just... I think we're spending too much money on one man, Alfredsson. He's not really liking his ice time. We have a lot of young defensemen coming up. $4 million that we could put elsewhere just in case things don't go right. Fine trade. 12 trades available right now. Okay, I'm listening in. There isn't anything piquing my interest right now. Vegas is second. That might be the best thing we get out any of these teams. I'm thinking that might be the best thing. Maybe let's check out this guy here, right winger. Hello, how are you? Yeah, I think the 2nd round pick might be the best thing to acquire. I know. It's hard to get 81 overall defensemen and keep them on your team. But I would rather put that money somewhere else and use it wisely than somebody who's mad about their ice time and who was pretty bad in the playoffs. Now, Vegas, I'm not sure how they're. Winnipeg, I'm going to take the picks from Vegas. You know what? Accept that deal. Alfredsson helped us win, I believe, 2 Stanley Cups. You've been a beauty. Thank you for helping out. Now, is there anybody else that I want to look to trade? No. No, that's defenseman. What, am I stupid or something? Hold on. Anybody? Nope. That's, I'm good. I'm good to go. We're good to go. Gerber might be on the way out, but we'll have to see how the free agent period shapes up. Did we miss anything in the fourth? Pretty good pick in Corazzini. I'm really happy about the goalie prospects, or especially Byers. Ooh, I mean, Kavanaugh was just a freaking stud when we drafted him. I don't know how good he was, like 65 overall, something crazy like that. He grew like a weed. With that high elite potential, he's gonna be a beauty. Now, what are we looking at right now? Russia, 4-year ETA. Well, probably that might be the thing we go with. Coburn, 2019. Chris Cooper. Ooh, nah. You know what? The scouts didn't do the best of jobs. But let's just go with the Russian. Where was the Russian? Marcus Koltslov, welcome to the club. How are you turning out? Come on. Not great, but we did exactly what we needed to do this episode. I'm not upset. I'm all Gucci. I'm great. But if we can land on like one more player this draft, I'm just putting that out there, hockey gods. I know you gave us the Stanley Cup, and I don't want to ask for more, but it would be dope to get another beast. Now, Leonard Barnes. Screw it. Goalies are beautiful. Is he any good? Is he any good? Not really, but we got another trade chip. I'm not even upset. Did we miss anything in the 6th round? Not looking like it. So it's not the deepest of drafts. I would say we've gotten a few of the best players in these last few rounds, especially the 3rd and 4th round, obviously. Who are we looking at right now? Who is looking like the best player? Alexander Zadorov. Sure. 19 years of age. He's an overager, so I don't think he's going to be much better. Top 9? Yeah, is not the deepest of drafts. Not gonna lie. But that tends to happen this late into a franchise mode series. I don't know why. This is one of the deepest franchise modes I've ever done. I'm pretty sure. Which is I'm proud of myself, not gonna lie. Curry! Well, do we got anybody here by potential? Oh, what the hell? Did I not see that? Okay, let's go with the low elite. Yeah, Matthias Wiklund from the SHL. How good are you? I didn't even see that. I think that was a 50-something. Welcome to the club. And you know what? That wasn't the best of drafts, but we got a high elite goalie who very much reminds me of Kavanaugh. A bit worse overall, but high elite, man. How you couldn't be that upset. It's been an important episode. Coming off the draft, it's going to get even harder from here on out. We got to rebuild this team. Or not rebuild it, but we got to play around with it, see what we can make. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.